I'm back in the brewery today brewing a Dunkelweizen. What is a Dunkelweizen? Well, I'm glad you asked. It's a Hefeweizen, but darker. Dunkel means dark, I think. Looking forward to this one. I brewed a Hefeweizen not too long ago. It turned out fantastic. Thought I would reuse this yeast and make it a Dunkel. So I've got some special B. I've got some bourbon barrel aged chocolate malt that was left over from Sugar Creek Malting Company. I'm hoping that adds a unique touch to this beer and this recipe. And I've also got some Crystal 40, so that's where your Dunkel is coming from. Also got a special ingredient in here. I've got half a pound of roasted walnuts. Have you ever brewed with walnuts before? Have you ever brewed with any nuts before? Let me know. I'd be curious to know your thoughts on that. I have brewed once before with almonds. I brewed a horchata beer 2 or 3 years ago where I actually used 2.5 pounds of toasted almonds. That went right into the mash, and it really turned out great. There was a subtle amaretto flavor in the beer afterwards. It wasn't too noticeable, but it was there. So I thought that was really cool. Hoping to achieve the same thing with the walnuts. I'm not looking for this beer to taste like walnuts per se, but I do want a little something in the background. We'll see how it turns out. All right, what we got here is half pound, 8 ounces of walnuts. We are going to roast these walnuts at 350 degrees for about 10 minutes. Mash in this Dunkelweizen. You saw earlier how I toasted those walnuts. I'm going to be adding that to the mash here in just a second. We are going to be shooting for an original gravity of 10.056 with hopes for a 5.4% beer. I think it's going to be awesome. You know, I never know where to look in the camera. Do I look up here? Or do I look right in the lens? Who am I talking to? Am I talking to you? Guess I'm talking to whoever wants to listen. Alright, let's try to reposition that camera so we can put those roasted walnuts in. Alright, so here we got the roasted walnuts. Quite a big difference after roasting them in terms of smell and flavor. I'm glad I did. I crushed them all up. Not super fine, but fine enough. I'm hoping I'll get a little more flavor out of them. And here we go. There it is, guys. Alright, so we're only a few minutes into this mash. I got it set to 152. As you can see, it's holding temperature. Love electric brewing. Do not need to worry about that whatsoever. And check out that color already. It's beautiful. Look here. Got a nice dark golden brown color. I think she's pretty. You can see some chunks of walnut floating in there. Mentioned at the beginning of this brew day, I'm going to be brewing in something other than a glass carboy. This is going to be a first for me, but I'm going to use this corny keg right here. I'm going to be doing a 4.5 gallon batch. So I managed to pick myself up a floating dip tube. It's even got a cool little screen on the bottom to catch any yeast or trub. So I'm going to go that route. I also saw that many of you will blow off through the in valve, but I am worried that it will blow off and it might get stuck. So we are going to go through the PRV. This is gonna be really weird for me, fermenting in a corny keg. I'm so used to waking up in the morning and watching my fermentation take place. Why am I fermenting in a corny? Well, for the most part, I like the idea of a full close transfer to minimize any cold side oxidation. I feel like I can do that easily with this corny keg. One thing I didn't talk about was how I was going to control temperature. I'm just going to tape it right to the side, and I think that's going to work just fine. You're in it, whether you want me or not. This is our only hop addition. It's going to be 1 ounce of Tet Nang. This is a product of Canada. These hops are grown in Quebec. Duke 25 hops. Check these guys out. Oil is finished. I'm cooling the wort at about 62 degrees, 65 degrees before transferring to the fermenter Dr. Pepper out of Brownwood, Texas. If there's anybody from Brownwood, Texas, drop me a line. Do have the floating dip tube in there already. I'm really looking forward to this. We're ready to transfer this wort. What do you guys think? That's the 5 gallon on that ring, that top ring, and this is where we fell shy. So I would say that's about 4.5 gallons. Like we got most of the wort. A lot of that cold break I left behind. You guys know what time it is. It's time to pitch that yeast. Oh, and there goes the stir bar. Damn. Well, I would say that's pretty spot on, guys. 10.52. Alright guys, well that wraps up today's brew day. I had a ton of fun. I hope you guys had fun following along. If you guys have any questions, don't hesitate to drop me a line. Leave me a comment or send me a message.